About to go live. So tell us a little bit about yourself, your business, and then what we're looking to accomplish in today's call.
Okay, so I'm basically running two things. One is I do training courses, but specifically for using augmented and virtual reality in education. So since that is still very new, there's a lot of outreach and things that needs to happen. I still have to train people on why they would need it, that technology, before I can actually start selling them the service. So for that, I would like to automate the process a little bit. And then on the other side, I've always done websites for friends and family and so on. And that has suddenly taken off. So more on the sort of outreach and building links and things now for everyone is starting to become a big thing. And I saw that actually on your site is also one of the things that you focus on. You know, the amount of emails that has to go out to that type of thing is quite significant. So I'm looking at a lot of ways, first to streamline it, and then second to stand out. So the video was a good example or a good idea of looking at that.
Okay, great. So two businesses, digital marketing agency, website production, things like that. Yeah. And then also your virtual reality, which your package, which for education, which requires a little bit of nurturing, a little bit of education in order to kind of begin the sales process with that.
Yes.
Okay, great. Thanks for that information. All right. So what we're going to do here is we're going to just probably jump into a screen share. I'm going to quickly kind of cover what the platforms, how it works, the capabilities and things like that. And then we'll talk about specifics of how you would use the product or service for your specific applications.
Okay.
All right. Let's go ahead and dive right in here. All right. Can you see my screen here?
I can see it.
All right. So what we're looking at here is kind of the back window of a video uploaded here on Dubb. The way that our platform works is you can create these videos in just about any way you want. We have a really cool mobile app that allows you to do some things like start the video facing this way, and we can flip the camera around. We can add text and emojis on the screen. We can make clips back to back. So it's kind of like a little exciting, more dynamic videos than you could with just a webcam. So that's right on the mobile app. Excuse me. You can also take any video from your mobile app or from your device, or from anywhere really, and upload it to the Dubb app, either through the mobile or on your website.
Okay.
The mobile, you can also, on the computer here, we have a couple of built-in recording functions. One is the screen recorder here, which you might find of value for a couple of your things. All you have to do is give it a click, opens up your screen recorder. This can be either a live webcam of you down here or your profile picture, whichever one, or just your voice. And all you have to do is hit record. And now this is going to record either your entire screen or just a current tab you have selected, whichever you prefer. A couple of things we can do with that. So I can say, click here, sign here. This is why you're doing this. Just basically to annotate the screen as I'm kind of going through it. So that is the annotation tool. And then you can also play around a bit here. Like you can expand this. So I want to speak directly to you regarding something. And then now I'm going to share the screen and kind of do things. This is also movable as long as you're not drawing. And then you have some pause and upload options as well. So that's
pretty cool.
The screen recorder. It's really nice. Like I said, anytime you're trying to provide a visual or anything where you need to show them what's going on can really be helpful. The other thing it works really well for is if you're like prospecting, you're doing any type of sales on like a one-to-one effort, like you want to reach out to somebody very specific. You can do something like this where you pull up their LinkedIn profile and you create the video starting here, because what that does is it's going to make the thumbnail something of theirs. Everyone has that kind of what's in it for me mentality. So the more interesting we can make the thumbnail of the video, the more clicks we're going to get. So, all right. So we're talking about the creation. That was the screen recorder. We talked about the mobile app. There's also just your regular webcam video. So I can just click a plus here and upload or create a webcam video. Let me ask you this. What email system are you usually using? Like a Gmail or an Outlook or a CRM?
So my own email is just my personal site is Gmail, and then I use Outlook for business. But for email sequences, I'm using MailerLite at the moment.
Okay, great. Okay, so a couple of things there. One for Outlook or Gmail. If you're on Gmail, you will have this little ability to create videos right within Gmail. There's a Dubb add-on for Gmail. There's also one for Outlook. I'll talk about that. The way the Gmail add-on works, though, you just give it a click. Gives you access to your library of existing videos. The Outlook add-on is going to work this same exact way. So there's a Dubb icon inside of Outlook. You give it a click. It gives you access to your library. You can just click on the video. I can say video for John or whatever, insert that. And in that way, that video looks and feels like it's just for that recipient, even if I'm recycling, like it's a frequently asked question.
So the recipient, do they need a plugin to see that, or is it like a GIF file?
It's just a little GIF in the email. So when they open up their phone or their email on their computer, this is what they're going to see on their end, is a little GIF with their name on it.
Okay.
Yeah. And they don't need anything. They don't need to download or sign up or install or to do anything to view this. They just got to open up their email.
They then click on that and it takes them to the actual video. Correct.
So depending on what channel we're sending it through, it'll be a little bit different. Let me just finish up here with the creation. Sorry. So we usually do it in little segments. So we're still on the how to create them. No, you're totally good. Because I'll probably answer all this stuff moving forward. So the creation of them, as I mentioned, if you're in Gmail, you can record directly here. But if you're in Outlook, that record tab's not going to be there. But you can select from your existing videos. You can also upload from your computer or like a hard drive or whatever, and then you can check on your activity reporting to see who's watching your videos, what percentage they've watched, things like that. Okay, so that's going to be it for the creation of the videos. Mobile app, screen recorder. You can use any camera you want, and then also right inside of Gmail or on the website, we can create those videos. So, and then also anything like explainer videos, infographic, type videos, we can upload to the platform as well. Okay, so now we've talked about how to create them. Now let's talk a little bit about the customization. So as you can see here, this is what it's going to look like in an email. And it's going to be a little bit different depending on what channel we're sending it through. So if it's through email, we can always get this animated GIF with their name on it and things. However, if it's through any other channel, like a text message or a social media message, it'll be just a little bit different. So if you ever send a message through LinkedIn, here's our little conversation. You saw this, I think, that we get the little still thumbnail and the URL. So that's what it looks like inside of LinkedIn. Very similar to the text message as well. So if you have any text messaging applications, you're going to get a still thumbnail and a link. It won't be able. The image is not linked though, like it is in social media. So you can't send a clickable image through text. That's not on us. That's just not something SMS is capable of doing right now.
Yeah.
So you can either send a link by itself or the link and the image. That's what it's going to look like. Now, regardless of how we're sending this, whether it's email, text, or social media, when the recipient receives this and they give it a click, whether on the image or the button or the link, any of those, it does take them back to this Dubb video page, kind of like this, except for it's going to be all of your own stuff. So your own logo, your own URL, custom background image here, your logo as a watermark if you choose to have it there. And then the primary purpose, as you're probably aware of these videos, is ultimately to get someone to take action, right? Maybe it's to educate, maybe it's to inform them, maybe even entertain them a little. But really, what we're after is the conversion. We want them to do something specific. And so what we've done is we've really designed these pages to get the highest level of conversions. So, like for example, this video here, or this page, I should say, is designed for inbound leads. You may have seen this one, in fact. So, like if you signed up for a free trial, we're going to send this video over to you. We have a little kind of irresistible offer here. Hey, we'd love to give you something for free, provide value to you. And then after this video, it'll automatically transition into another video where it's an explainer video. So just like our product, yours has, maybe some more things you need to actually explain to them, because ours, there's a lot of bells and whistles attached. And so that's where we have a video like that. Because when you're sending these videos out initially, a couple of things, you'll see that you can see a timestamp here in the email. And so if that says, 10 or 15 minutes on it, they're going to be less likely to click that. People are like, I don't have 10 minutes right now. Even if they have 10 minutes later, they might not click it then and then forget about it and things like that. So this little timestamp, we want to always make sure that isn't over 5, or I would really say under 2 minutes is a sweet spot for that first video. And so what you're doing with that is it's kind of like your elevator pitch. You want to hit them with something, like I said, an irresistible offer. That's what mine is here. But we also have the benefit of anyone signing up is kind of also already aware of our product or service. So that's why they've signed up. Whereas with yours, you got to hit them with something like your MVP statement, like what's the most powerful statement you could make to these education providers or, whoever your audience is, to get them to at least get the interest, to get their light bulb on to want to stay tuned for maybe a longer video where you can actually go into more information about it. I would say that type of workflow would work really well here with this playlist. So in that first video, it's, you're the most compelling, punchy, powerful statement you can make about your product within 30 or 60 seconds or so. Yeah. And then now, depending on the number of leads we're reaching out to, what does that look like? Is it going to be like a higher volume approach, like one video going out to everyone, or do you have maybe some C-level or executives you're trying to reach out to? What does that look like for you?
Okay, well, on the SEO side, it's a general email that I just want to customize, basically, personalize for everyone.
So name, like business in it, just some simple personalization like that.
On the other side, it'll be more personal. So there, I'm looking for very specific people in specific companies, getting the information and then contacting them direct. So it's more about building that personal relationship. The VR and AR thing, because no one knows really how to implement it yet, it's a long-term thing. So for now, it's just nurturing that relationship and getting people to understand why they should be using it.
Yeah. Okay, so really opposite approaches then. So the one business is that really custom approach where you're saying, hey, first name, wanted to reach out to you and begin this relationship process. Whereas the other one is a much more general approach, not reaching out to a specific person, but educating and kind of still trying to nurture the relationship, but more along the lines of getting them into the process of consuming your information. Okay, cool. So with given that, I would say that you have each one of these videos has its own video page. So like this video here I showed you, this is its own page just for this. And the way we have this set up is specific for this type of video. So as I mentioned, this is a video designed to convert an inbound lead to an appointment. So I have my little schedule calendar here. That's the ultimate goal we want. But maybe if you're not ready for this, we have other information on this page and other resources to kind of get you moving along in the right direction. So with our explainer video there, the irresistible offer, and then we also have some things, because those are all top of funnel, like you mentioned, people that they need a lot of education before they're going to be able to move down your sales funnel. And so that's what these type of resources are. It's really, educational, high value, just informative. And then we also have like a register for webinar. That's a very top of funnel resource. And then now more towards the middle or the bottom, like to say if they like what they've heard either in this first or second video, or maybe they're already a little bit more warmed up coming in, then they're possibly ready for some social proof, like some testimonials, some case studies. Do you currently have anything like that for the VR product?
No, not at this level. I've got basic landing pages and things, but not quite like this. I need to optimize for cold traffic because that's what I'm getting.
Yeah. But no, here. I started to be a little bit more specific. Do you have any things like testimonial or client success stories or anything like that with the VR product? Have you had any kind of test done with it yet?
There's a test that ran. It's with a company that I used to work with before, so it was more an internal thing. That's really the first one where we rolled it out. It was very successful. So, but I can probably get from the students, get some testimonials and.
Okay, so perfect. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Make a note.
So the social proof thing is a huge element of these pages, especially with cold traffic and to a new product. They want to know that other people are using it and that it's successful and that it's, there's a track record. So a couple of things here. One is we can collect video testimonial with Dubb very easily. The person on the other end, the students, they don't need to download or sign up or install anything. They just click one button and it's going to allow them to send you a video, which you can then download and do whatever you need to with it. So that will allow you to collect those video testimonials really, really easily. Then you can put them on as a playlist or put them on their own video page or on the website. And we provide embedding options for videos as well. So you can embed videos on websites or landing pages. The cool thing is you actually get your little call to action buttons displayed on top of the videos. So it's a little bit better than using something like a YouTube or a Vimeo. Okay, so back to the page. The testimonial or the social proof is a huge element here. So if we have the testimonial videos, that's really powerful. You also mentioned maybe some data that you have. So even if it's just some words on a page and you using the screen recorder talking about the data from what studies have been done, whatever you have at that point, because I would say that a good percentage of people have that. That's one of their first objections or one of their first things they think about is okay, well, show me your case studies, show me your social proof, show me what people are saying about you. So a large percentage of people that's their first go-to. So we definitely want to have that accessible for them to move them down our sales funnel.
Mm.
So like I said, we can collect either written reviews or video reviews using Dubb. We have a nice little instructional video here actually on how to do that. So there's behind this little eye icon is our video tutorial center. And right down here is a video of how to collect video testimonials and how to collect written reviews, kind of using Dubb's email and video sending capabilities. So that'll go into a little bit more detail of what I've described. The basics of it is built around that reply with video functionality, though. Okay, so concept overall thing here is to get the page to get them to take the action that we want them to. And if they aren't quite ready for that, we want something else for them to take. And then we can kind of categorize these people. We can identify them a lot more easily because everything we're sending with Dubb is 100% trackable. So I can see specifically which videos they've watched, how much of the video they watched, like what percentage, if they click any call to action buttons, things like that. And it enables you to identify like low hanging fruit or hot prospects. So here's what the reporting looks like. I can filter it either by call to action clicks. So it's a little hard to see here because the names are longer, but I can download this report as a CSV file and filter it or sort it or do whatever I need to. But yeah, basically I can see exactly who did what in terms of this video, how they engaged with it. This one is a video that we sent to about 17,000 people. And so we have, all the analytics from that, who clicked, who watched, the watch rates, CTA click rates, all those things. So that's what it looks like when you send a campaign through Dubb. We also have drip sequences, so you can build out little automated sequences. I would say, so you mentioned you have your own tool that you're currently using for like a drip sequence, right?
Yeah, MailerLite.
Okay, that's right. So the way our platform works is we can definitely get videos into MailerLite really easy, where we get the nice little animated GIF preview and things like that. However, the only thing that won't be able to do is provide that really rich analytics like this. The only way we can get specifics like who watched what percent is to send it through Dubb itself. So we would have to take our SMTP provider, whatever domain we have connected to MailerLite, or your own personal email, and we would send them through that. That's how our campaign tool works, is whatever email provider you're using, we connect it to Dubb, and then we're sending it through that. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One is to avoid promotion folders. So if you're using a promotional email service like a MailChimp, I'm actually not 100% familiar with MailerLite. I don't know if you're connecting your own domain or if you're using their servers. But typically when you're using someone else's servers like that, like a MailChimp or many mailing tools, is you have a very high likelihood of ending up in the promotion folder because you're going through a marketing tool is the reason why. That server you're sending the emails through has already been identified as a promotional tool. So the benefit of using your own email, so like with Dubb, you can connect a Gmail, you can connect your SMTP provider or your Amazon, whatever you have. So like this blast we did here was using our Amazon AWS, and then I have my Gmail connected. The only thing with Gmail or G Suite or Gmail is it has about 1,000 a day sending limit. So if you have like a large list, we would have to break it up. But you have a much higher likelihood of ending up in the inbox versus a promotions folder when sending through a personal email. The only other thing to consider is like the reputation of the domain. So like say if you already have an email you've been using, as long as you haven't been identified as spam or marked as spam or something like that, then the reputation should be fine. So just some things like that to consider. What we do, as a company is we consult with all of this. So besides just providing the tool, kind of the expertise and the things that we know about email marketing, video marketing, spam, like all that stuff, we're able to provide that with you, on a consulting basis. So that's included with the subscription as well.
Okay.
All right, so let's keep going here. We're talking about the video pages. Ultimately, what we want them to do, have some secondary actions to get them to take those things. And that's basically the way that the platform works. We have a video page for each individual purpose. So say if you're recycling content, or we mentioned sending one video to many people, and then for the other cases where we want that first name basis, that's where that playlist can come really in handy. So we're just saying, hey, first name, we keep that really short, but then the bulk of what we want to say is repeatable. And that's where that playlist can really save us a lot of time and make those messages more effective, so we don't have to create long custom videos for each person. And that way we get nice short thumbnails with low timestamps to increase click rates. And then also on those custom ones, we get custom thumbnails because we would go on like their LinkedIn or their personal website to begin that video. And again, that's all stuff that we help with or support with in our coaching. We figure out exactly what you're trying to achieve, and we set you up with the best strategies and shortcuts for doing just that. With everything we can do. Cool. All right. So let's see. What do we have in terms of questions?
Okay. So you're saying that's one of my questions, the drip campaign. So within your system, I can build like a onboarding short course that maybe if can I check? So after they've watched the first video, then the second one releases.
You can build out a trigger to where if they watch the first video, then it can trigger a second sequence of emails, whether it's one or a series of them. You can also just have it be triggered by like a delay. So like one video email goes out, then a 1 day or 2 day or 3 days, whatever, and then another one goes out. So those delays can either be a trigger based on a video view, or it could just be a simple delay.
Okay, and then each one of those can have its own video.
Exactly. Each step in the email. Here, let me go ahead and share for that again real quick. All right, so here is our campaign section. This is a one-time broadcast, so you can see here, there's that one we sent about 16,000 or so. So those are the campaigns, that's the blast emails. And here's the automations, the workflows. This is an example of one we built. So here's the workflows triggered either by adding a tag to a contact or they watched a video. And then here's the example. So they send an email. This is a specific campaign that I created, which is an email with, a video with some subject and a body and things like that. And then it delays, and then it sends them a second video email with a different subject, body, and all that, different video. So this is what the campaign builder looks like. And these are the actions. So you can either add a delay, you can send an email, you can do an if-then branch. So if they watch the video, if they didn't. So it's not super complicated, but it's also – what's that?
It's quite extensive what you can.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it is built based on the video feature. So just be aware that there is a limitation that each video in this or each email in the sequence does require a video, just because it's based on the watch rates and things like that. So at this point in time, each step does have a video in it. It can't be a plain email.
Okay.
Yeah.
Other question I had. So I saw that you scrape contact details from LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
So do you have like a built-in API that goes into LinkedIn? So I can say any person who's supposed to.
I misunderstood you. You said what was the first thing you said? Something about LinkedIn?
You scrape contact details.
No, I don't think no one's scraped. Well, we do have a VA that when someone signs up for a free trial or anything like that, the VA is going to look up their name in LinkedIn, and if they can find them.
Yeah, that was pretty slick, by the way.
Yeah, no, we do really believe in that approach, especially with a B2B, because LinkedIn's really powerful for that. So you'll get an SMS from us if you put in a phone number. You'll get a LinkedIn message from us if we can find you, and you'll get an email from us when you sign up. Because we can send videos through all those channels, and we want to give you a kind of preview of what it looks like. So, yeah.
No. What I meant is on your website. I think it said I can find contact details of people from LinkedIn.
So we wouldn't have any. Yeah, I was going to say we wouldn't have anything built into the platform like inherently that's going to allow you full contact. What we do have though is we do have a direct integration with LinkedIn that allows you to share or create and share videos right inside there. So it's just like the email add-on that I showed you. Yes. That's what that looks like. So here's our little conversation. There's that little Dubb icon in there. So yeah, it gives me access to the library. I can record activity. Yeah, so that's what the LinkedIn add-on looks like.
Okay, no, that's fine. Then I saw the customization of images and things. So do you have a library of like stock images? We
do. They're only for backgrounds specifically though right now. I'm going to go ahead and show you what that looks like. So you can see here, we have this little purple background image uploaded. But where we allow you to do that is right here under design and in background. Like I can search for any theme that I want. If I type in business, it's going to give me thousands of stock photos to choose from. I can just hit load more. But where these show up, as I mentioned, is in the background here. So that's the only place we would have like a library of stock photos to insert currently is going to be in the background of the video pages there.
Okay. So I think second last question. So how is this different, or what would be the one thing that you'd say that's different here? If I say, well, I do a lot of video recordings, I do a lot of online hosting. How's this different from me just posting a link into, like, using MailerLite still?
Yeah.
And just hitting the link. So what makes this different?
You mean like a YouTube video?
Yeah, YouTube or Vimeo, whatever hosted video.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, absolutely. So a couple of things. Well, I mean, Vimeo would be different than YouTube. There'd be different kind of benefits or costs of using Vimeo or YouTube. Definitely prefer using Vimeo over YouTube, because when you're sending someone to a YouTube link, they're going to be bombarded with advertisements, distractions, just tons of stuff that you're going to lose their attention. There's no calls to action. I mean, the best you can do is putting a link in the description. And then there's also no analytics. So yeah, you'll be able to see if the video was viewed, but not how much of it they viewed, not what percentage. Like, you don't get that detail. The other thing is, so Vimeo has the benefit of keeping, kind of distraction free. But using Dubb compared to either of those services, you're getting several things. One is, again, the really detailed analytics showing exactly who watched what percentage of the video. The call to action buttons appearing directly below the video really help with conversions. Having to have them watch a video and then go and type something in or do some other action in a manual way is definitely going to drastically decrease conversions versus them just having a button below that's going to have them do exactly what you want them to. So that's what we also determined, is having the call to actions make the conversions of the videos go up tremendously.
Okay.
That's going to be the other thing. So the tracking, the branding also. So with the Dubb video, you're getting, your logo, custom URL. So creating brand awareness, brand recognition, things like that. So branding, tracking, call to actions. Those are probably the main reasons you'd use a Dubb video versus like a Vimeo or YouTube.
Okay, so I think last question from my side. Typically, how would this integrate into another system, be used with another system like MailChimp or MailerLite? Would I use this to get the audience and then put them into my mailing manager?
Okay, so yeah, we wouldn't have like a lead capture form unless you have your own. Yeah, if you have your own lead capture through like a Conversion or Infusionsoft or anything like that, the way Dubb works is we have an integration with any third-party form. So if you have your own forms to collect your leads, then what we could do is put that form right on a Dubb video page, and you could use it for lead collection. However, we wouldn't have that kind of built in as like a front, put in your email to watch this video. We don't have that feature. But what we could do, so the way ours works with like a MailChimp or anything like that is we do have direct integration with a couple of those, including MailChimp. But what it allows you to do is just put the Dubb video into your MailChimp or MailerLite, and it's going to look, the animated GIF with the name on it and things like that. And then you still get all the analytics that MailChimp still provides, the opens, clicks, all the stuff that they already provide. You still get that. So you're not missing out on anything. It's just the detailed analytics that we provide on who watched what percent that we wouldn't get when sending through a third-party service.
No, that's fine, because I'm imagining this to be more the sort of the warming up the audience type thing. And just making them understand why they should sign up, and then from there taking them to an actual sign-up form. Yeah. So once they've gone through this, so I was just wondering, typically, what is the workflow between this and other systems like that?
So what you described there, maybe you would have a nice video that goes out through your MailerLite campaign, and in there you have a form on the Dubb video page, and anyone that has any interest in that, and that's a very like just shaving off the top, the most interested prospects. So that's what that would do for you, because anyone willing to fill out that form after having that video, those are your most interested people. And then based on that, you would take those guys and send them through Dubb videos, because you want to really track that. Whereas, if we're sending to a larger list, we need a way to kind of identify hotter prospects from that list first. So like what you described is that form fill. So you send a generic video to the whole list with a form on it. Anyone that fills that form is your hot leads. And then you go through that list periodically with a different, or maybe a different positioned offer, just different subject line, maybe a little bit different content, and try to systematically pull your opportunities out of that list with forms. That'd probably be a nice way to identify that list.
Okay. I think that answers all of my questions.
Cool. All right.
So thank you. That's pretty slick.
Absolutely. Yeah. So basically what we've discussed is how to create the videos, or how you can create the videos, mobile app, screen recorder, any video you have. The customization is really what we do to differentiate ourselves from any of our competitors, is just making that landing page, that video page, really convert. And that's what we've worked as hard as we can to do. Things like the exit intent pop-up, the personalization, calendar integration, playlist, all that. That's what we've done well. And then thirdly is what we do is, as a coach, come in and make sure, no matter what you're doing, no matter which campaigns you're running, you have best practices. All the expertise we have, we're going to share it with you and make sure, okay, your subject looks good. This video is too long. You need too many call to actions, not enough, things like that. That's what we want to make sure that when you're sending stuff out, it has all the, opportunity to succeed.
Okay.
Cool.
Perfect.
All right, buddy. So what I would say is there is a little tutorial section here for you. I don't want to keep it too long. That video tutorial section that I showed you right here, that's a good place to get started. This quick tutorial on Dubb is going to show you how to upload the logo, call to actions, background, all that basic stuff. And then after that, you have other bite-sized videos over here for how to do everything on the platform. You have chat support through this little icon here. It's a live person there. Article searching here. So those are your first lines of support. And then you have us, email support, respond to any email you forward to a live person. And then, of course, as I mentioned, with the paid plan, you have as much access to your coach as you need.
Thank you.
Absolutely, Quintus. All right, buddy. Any questions at all, don't hesitate to reach out, and we'll get you taken care of.
Appreciate it. Thanks for your time.
Yep. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.